Because I think there are two in this window, so I just need to identify which one. It's because of the Alors c'est the one.
Okay, so we go with vision number.
One that's right there. The first one on the left here. That one. So
Ça fait beaucoup. Merci. Je me filme.
First entirely new regulated organ in 350 years. Avant-garde architecture, cased in titanium with an arrow.
Our 2019 is a huge year for Zenith. Not only we've been celebrating our 50th anniversary of the El Primero all over the world, but we are today presenting the evolution of the DeFi Lab, the DeFi Inventor, which is a revolution in Swiss watchmaking. It is very important to take the opportunity to present a new technology at an event like Baselworld, because we need to show the whole world that not only the brand, but the industry is very dynamic and moving forward. I think we should never repeat the past. We should use our past to build the future. What I strongly believe is today, many people are talking about the millennials, which is true. We have to work on the future clientele. I believe the millennials, they are not running away from luxury, but what they really want is substance. Today they spend a lot of time on internet, social media. This is part of their new world. A lot of fake, a lot of speed news, but still they need to attach themselves to something concrete. And I think it's very important that the brand shows dynamism, innovation, creativity, because that's their world. It goes fast and we have to move forward.
Well, I would say the trends, I think it's for us always the same, is to have the finest watches in the world. So, but I think we are not the only one to believe in that. But if you look at the fair this year and all the new model that we have, you will see that there is quite a wide different type of watches. You know, at Patek, we are not willing to focus only on one watch. We are willing to focus on many different type of watches. For the ladies market in the past, it used to be most of it with the quartz movement. Today, the difference is that ladies are very knowledgeable also, they understand the watches, and they're also willing to have a beautiful automatic movement inside their watches. For the men's version, I would say we are coming with many different types of it, but the focus will be more on complicated watches. We have seen that through all those years. The demand is really coming now for complicated movement. The feeling today that there's a lot of people who are between 25, 40 years old who really enjoy fine watches, and I'm also willing to show them that Patek Philippe is not only a watch, you know, for your father or your grandfather. It's also a watch who looks very beautiful and can be also very nice for a younger generation.
Worldwide, Basel is by far the only really dominating show around the globe in comparison to other shows in America, in Italy, and in Hong Kong. It was, and still remains the very leading jewelry show, no doubt. During the last 5 or 6 years, or 8 years perhaps, people are actually demanding or asking for less ostentatious jewelry, a little bit somehow casual, to be worn easily, maybe every day, and they want their money employed in a nice way. We adapt in the sense that, again, we are trying to make the jewelry not so classical, not so serious, not so traditional as in the past. We're trying to be a little bit softer and to be easily worn by young people especially. Well, Brexit, that's quite a difficult question because nobody knows what's going to happen. One thing is sure, that nobody's going, I mean, we're talking to some customers, they said no compromise, no commitment at all, because let's wait and see, because at this moment nobody knows what's going to happen, so it's difficult to give an answer.
The year so far has been quite good for us, and of course, as every year, we're very excited about Baselworld, and obviously very curious how we will finish off in 7 days from now. There's a consolidation going on in the industry, and Baselworld had to adapt, and has to adapt to become more digital, of course, as well. But I think there's nothing to replace the networking opportunity that we all have in Baselworld every year. Geopolitically speaking, we have a simmering trade war between the US and China. We don't know how this will end up. Of course, we were looking at an unsolved Brexit and a few other issues, but this has been happening last year as well, and nevertheless, last year we finished off with a plus. So we remain cautiously optimistic.
what we do, we improve Baselworld. We work on a better Baselworld. So we had a lot of talks and surveys, etc., with our clients, interviews, and finally what you see here in 2019, but also in the next years, is the result of all this discussion. Baselworld is today a B2B platform, and Baselworld is becoming an experience platform. That means that Baselworld is not only a platform for B2B, for retailers, but it should become a platform for collectors, for consumers, for retailers, for journalists, for influencers, for all this community that is fascinated by this industry. And we do not talk only about watch industry, we also talk about jewelry industry, gemstone, etc., etc. So this community needs a new platform, and it needs a new platform because with the digitalization, our habits change, and as our habit changed, the marketing changed. And now it's up to us to change as well. Le futur de Baselworld, on doit se l'imaginer être une plateforme expérience. Une plateforme expérience, ça veut dire que nous nous adressons plus exclusivement aux détaillants, mais dorénavant nous nous adresserons à un public beaucoup plus large. Ça veut dire que Baselworld doit être attrayant pour les collectionneurs, pour les consommateurs, pour les journalistes, pour les influenceurs, pour les détaillants, les producteurs, nous-mêmes en tant qu'organisateurs d'événements. Ce sera une plateforme qui sera physique une fois par an, pendant une semaine où toute cette communauté se donne rendez-vous à Bâle, et pendant 51 semaines, cette même communauté, elle communiquera par Internet et par tous les moyens digitaux que nous proposons. Baselworld reste la plateforme pour cette industrie.